The tennis world stopped for a moment when one question started spreading everywhere. Could Eala really become the next major force in women's tennis? And then came the name nobody expected to be connected to that conversation. Rafael Nadal, the legendary champion whose career was built on discipline, resilience, and an unmatched fighting spirit. His perspective on Eala created a wave of reactions, because when a player like Nadal recognizes potential, the entire tennis world pays attention. Eala's rise has already been one of the most fascinating stories in modern tennis. The young Filipino star has transformed from a promising prospect into a player attracting international attention. Her fearless style, powerful game, and confidence against experienced opponents have made fans believe that something special could be developing. But the biggest question remains whether she can handle the pressure that comes with becoming a global name. This is where Nadal's influence becomes important. Throughout his legendary career, Rafael Nadal became known not only for winning trophies, but for understanding what it takes to survive at the highest level. He knows the difference between having talent and building a championship mentality. He knows that young players need more than ability. They need patience, discipline, and the courage to keep improving when the world starts watching. And that is exactly why his perspective on Eala created so much attention. Because this is not just about one player complimenting another. This is about a tennis legend recognizing the qualities that separate future stars from ordinary competitors. The journey Eala is experiencing now is one every rising athlete dreams about. The attention is increasing. The expectations are growing. Every match carries more meaning. But along with success comes a completely different challenge, proving that the breakthrough moments are not temporary. Many young players can create one unforgettable performance. Very few can build a career from it. That is the challenge facing Eala. She has already shown she can compete with talented opponents. She has already shown she can handle pressure situations. She has already shown the confidence required to step onto major courts and believe she belongs there. Now comes the harder part. Consistency. The ability to perform again and again. The ability to handle moments when opponents are prepared specifically to stop her. This is where the lessons from champions like Nadal become valuable. Throughout his career, Nadal was famous for one thing above everything else: mentality. His greatest victories were not only created by skill. They were created by his ability to fight through difficult moments, stay focused during pressure, and continue believing when situations became complicated. Those qualities are exactly what young players must develop. And fans believe Eala has already shown signs of that same mindset. Her journey has included pressure, difficult matches, and moments where expectations were enormous. Yet she continues returning to the court, continuing to learn, and continuing to challenge herself against stronger competition. That attitude is what separates potential from achievement. Talent can get a player noticed. Mental strength helps a player stay there. The attention surrounding Eala has grown because fans see something different. They do not only see powerful shots or impressive results. They see confidence. They see determination. They see a player who is willing to take on challenges instead of avoiding them. That is why any connection to a champion like Nadal creates so much excitement. Fans understand that legends recognize qualities they have experienced themselves. They know what greatness looks like. They know how difficult the journey is. And they know that becoming an elite athlete requires years of sacrifice, adjustment, and continuous improvement. For Eala, the next stage of her career will test all of those qualities. The spotlight will become brighter. The opponents will become tougher. The expectations will become heavier. But those are the challenges that come with reaching the next level. The tennis world is no longer asking whether Eala has potential. That question has already been answered. The new question is much bigger. How far can she actually go? And that is why every reaction, every performance, and every piece of advice connected to her journey creates so much attention. Because Eala is no longer just building a reputation. She is building a story that has already captured the attention of fans around the world. And if the words of tennis legends continue pointing in the same direction, the next chapter of Eala's journey could become even more exciting than anyone expected. The biggest lesson from Rafael Nadal's career was never only about winning trophies. It was about the mindset required to keep improving when the pressure became overwhelming. Nadal built his legacy through preparation, patience, and an unbelievable ability to fight through difficult moments. And those same qualities are now becoming the focus when people talk about Eala's future. Because the reality of professional tennis is simple. Talent gets attention, but mentality creates careers. Eala has already shown she has the talent. Her aggressive playing style, confidence against experienced opponents, and ability to compete on major stages have made people take notice. But the next challenge is proving that she can maintain that level when every opponent knows exactly who she is. This is the moment where many young players discover how difficult the next step really is. When a player first arrives, there is freedom. There are fewer expectations. Every victory feels like a surprise. But once the tennis world starts recognizing someone, everything changes. Opponents prepare differently. Fans expect more. The pressure becomes heavier. And that is where champions are created. They learn how to handle the attention. They learn how to respond after losses. They learn how to improve when everyone is watching. These are the lessons that legends like Nadal have demonstrated throughout their careers, and they are the same lessons that could define Eala's future. The exciting part about Eala's journey is that she is already experiencing situations that many players take years to reach. She is competing against respected names. She is playing in front of larger audiences. She is carrying the hopes of a country that believes she can achieve something historic. That kind of pressure can break some athletes, but it can also create stronger ones. For Filipino tennis fans, Eala represents more than just results on a scoreboard. She represents possibility. She represents a new era where young athletes can believe they belong on the biggest stages in the world. Every time she competes, she brings more attention to the sport and inspires another generation of players. That impact is already significant, but the journey is still only beginning. The next challenge for Eala is not proving she can create special moments. She has already done that. The challenge is building consistency and developing the small details that separate great players from champions. Every elite athlete goes through this stage. The stage where natural ability is no longer enough. The stage where improvement comes from studying opponents, managing emotions, and making better decisions during the most important points. Those details often decide the biggest matches. A single decision can change a tournament. A single point can change confidence. A single moment can change a career. And this is why the tennis world continues watching Eala closely. Because the potential is obvious. The question is how she will develop it. The influence of legendary players like Nadal is important because they understand that success is not created overnight. Behind every championship are years of preparation, setbacks, difficult losses, and moments when players must choose whether they continue fighting. That mentality is what fans are hoping to see from Eala. Not perfection, growth. Not immediate success, progress. Because the greatest careers are not built from avoiding challenges. They are built from learning how to overcome them. Eala will face difficult opponents. She will experience disappointing results. She will have moments where progress feels slower than expected. But those moments are not signs that the journey is failing. They are part of the journey. Every champion has experienced them. The difference is how they respond. And that is why the attention around Eala continues growing. Fans are not only interested in what she has already achieved. They are interested in what she could become. Could she become one of the biggest names in tennis? Could she inspire future generations of Filipino athletes? Could she continue developing into a player capable of challenging the best in the world? Those questions are what make her story so fascinating. The future is still unwritten. But one thing is already clear. Eala has reached a point where the tennis world is paying attention. She has earned respect through her performances, her attitude, and her willingness to compete against the strongest opponents. Now comes the biggest challenge, turning potential into greatness. That process will require patience, discipline, and the same fighting spirit that legends like Nadal have displayed throughout their careers. The road will not be easy. There will be setbacks. There will be pressure. There will be moments when doubts appear. But every great player faces those moments before reaching the highest level. And if Eala continues developing with the same determination that brought her this far, her story could become one of the most inspiring journeys in modern tennis. Because sometimes the biggest signs of greatness are not found in victories alone. They are found in the mindset behind them, the willingness to learn, the courage to compete, and the belief that the next level is always possible. That is why fans around the world are watching Eala. The journey is continuing. The challenges are getting bigger, and the next chapter could be the most important one yet. For more Eala stories, tennis updates, and the biggest moments from the world of professional tennis, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. The future of this rising star is still being written, and the world will be watching every step along the way.